pilot basis. We have, or maybe to inform that this is one of the cheapest scheme we are implementing in the urban areas within what we are referring to as informal sectors, which is meant for those fellow Namibians with low income. And currently, we are implementing it in Windhoek. We start in Windhoek, where we are having two sites which have been identified by the city of Windhoek, being Iikela and Freedom Land B within Windhoek. In addition to Windhoek, there is also a site within the municipality of Hobabis being called Freedom Square Land. So we are also implementing it there. And in addition to that, there is also a site which have been identified. I think this is a site which has been identified in Oshakati, being called, I think, as Iikela. So those are the three municipalities where we are implementing on the pilot basis the flexible land tenure scheme. Otapi has had identified one site, but for the time being, they have withdrawn that site because it is at the certain stage of development, and it may not really be suitable or qualified to be implemented, this project. Now, with regard to what happened, with regard to where we have come and where we are, already in Namibia we are having the Flexible Land Tenure Act, Act number 4 of 12, which has already been passed by Parliament. At the same time, we are having the Flexible Land Tenure Regulations of May 2017. 18, is the recent one. And in addition to that, we do have the land office where the flexible land tenure titles are being registered or have to be registered. We are also having the flexible land tenure committee, steering committee, which is made up of different key stakeholders. And finally, we do also have within the ministry the PMU, the management unit, project or program management unit, which is made up of technical staff who are to get involved or are involved in the day-to-day administration and implementation of this scheme. So, dear stakeholders, you have been invited here today mainly for the creation of awareness with regard to what the flexible land tenure scheme is, what it is, and what is its scope of operations. And at the same time, also to discuss and inform you what are the different titles to be issued under this flexible land tenure scheme. We are having the starter title, We are having the landhold title, of course, which is can be upgraded to a freehold title. And I think to you stakeholders from the financial institution, I think what is important is to discuss with you the possible credit worthiness of these titles, especially the transferability, the inheritability, but they're also mortgageable, and all those issues which are related with them. So, as the financial institutions, you might have forthcoming smaller, still small, customers who are on their way in those 4 sites. But I think, as I have said, that is only a start. And within a year or so, once we are through with the window, with Hobabis, with Oshakati, Namibia is really intending, the government is really intending to roll them out also to other municipalities. So with that, Mr. Director,
these titles is only found out that given our socio-economic status in the country, some people cannot really afford the kind of freehold land system that we have. And given the fact that there is a rapid urbanization of people from rural area to urban areas, the people start occupying unplanned land in the cities, start informal settlements, and many others. And that is really why it necessitated the government to say the conditions start to become deplorable, where people are subjected sometimes to evictions, where they don't have proper services and so on. And for that reason, that's why now this act, the Flexible Land Tenure Act, was brought into being for the purpose of to provide tenure security. And these are the two which can be upgraded. Now you can either upgrade the starter title or the freehold title to, or the landhold title to a freehold title. This project basically it is something that can only be established in the local authorities. You cannot maybe like you have your own farm which is having a lot of people, and then you decide you are going to establish that scheme. You can only do it under the jurisdiction of the local authorities. Maybe what I need also to mention here is that these titles, they must be very cheap compared to what we already have in place, which is a freehold. Now, the scheme, as I have mentioned already, is that it's established under the mandate of that act, and it's really to make it affordable so that people can have the place that they can call home, especially those who live in the informal settlements. And we have really a process here that I just want to invest a little bit of time. I can read for you. It means that it needs to be established in the local authorities, settlements, village councils, and so on. And then one can start either of a block event to start a starter title, or you can start a landhold title. And if you upgrade, you can come to maybe from a starter title and upgrade to freehold, or you can upgrade from starter title to landhold and then eventually to freehold. I believe this should be a little bit clear. I do not want to waste much of your time, because I was just reminded that time is money. Now, the purpose of this really flexible land tenure, why it is so important, it is really to ensure that people are not evicted from places that they live on, so that they can at least try to have tenure security, but then it should be tenure security in an organized way, because we also do not want to see the growing of informal settlements everywhere which are not planned. It becomes a hazard. And then provides access to land regardless of the race, sex, and the economic status. I just wanted to put the emphasis here that economic status, what we mean really here, is not for those who are able to afford the land, which is a bit like the freehold right now. But we really want to say, from economic point of view, broadly, everyone is supposed to be entitled to a house, whether you are poor or rich. That's what it really says here. I do not want us to misinterpret that. And then allow access to credit investments and developments. That could be one of the reasons really why we will need to hear from you. What could be your view? How can we jointly try to put our minds together in order to assist the category of this kind of people? I just want to refer you to this beautiful diagram that when you start a flexible land tenure, for instance, in the case of a starter title, you have a blue line together with the black one,